Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. My favorite makeup today is this. This is my Kat Von D tattoo liner in Mad Max Brown. I actually added this to my project pan for 2018 because I was forgetting to use it. It basically sat in my drawer for at least 6 months doing nothing. So I was actually really excited to bring it back into the collection, and I'd forgotten how much I like this liner. It's a really good liner. It's really easy to put on. I've been practicing because I'm trying to get better at winged eyeliner. I'm not very good. But this is just, I've been able to do some really nice eye looks with this. And I like the fact that it's not a stark black for some of those days when maybe I don't need to wear black eyeliner. It's just a little bit more chill with the brown. So I'm really enjoying this. And now on to the video. So speaking of products that have kind of been forgotten, today's video is going to be about the shades in my palettes that never get used. So specifically, we're going to look at these two palettes today. These are both actually from Huda Beauty. That wasn't actually on purpose. I just was looking through my collection to see palettes that I don't use all the colors in, and I just picked these out. One of them, this is in my project pan right now, so I did want to try to give this some love. And then this little guy, this is the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette. You can get this right now like at Sephora or the Huda website. It's I think $27, and it's a little 9-pan palette. It's just the most interesting, beautiful colors. And I do really like the palette, but I've only used about half the colors in it. I haven't even touched this red, like not even the slightest bit. And I don't think I've touched that yellow either. Basically been focusing a lot on the shimmer colors and the pinks and the orange. So I figured it was a good idea today to try to use out some of those other colors that have just sort of been hanging out in my collection but haven't gotten used. So this is the Summer Highlighting Palette. It's got these really beautiful colors in it. Specifically, I was trying to pan Saint-Tropez, and I'm probably going to end up using it a little bit today because it's the cream highlighter and the rest of these are powder. But for example, I almost never use this Malibu shade like at all, or this Copacabana. And Mykonos is really beautiful, but I don't use it much because it's actually not very good as a highlighter on my skin. It's not the best color for me, but I don't mind. I love the color anyway. So I may pull this in to try to use this with the eyeshadow palette as well. But I wanted to give these two palettes like a little bit more love. I think the quality on both of these palettes is really great, and I just feel like I should use the whole experience. So I need to use all of the shades, not just like my 3 favorites. So this is my opportunity to pull that in today. So I've already put my foundation on and powdered and concealer and that sort of thing, and I put a little bit of blush on because I'm really trying to use up that Tarte blush for my project pan. So first up, we'll take a look at the Huda Beauty Summer Highlighting Palette. So the colors in this palette are really very beautiful. This cream highlighter Saint-Tropez, that's a gold shade. It's very lovely. It's a very nice iridescent shade. I don't tend to do a lot of gold highlighters right now. It's just not what I'm up for. This Copacabana is a really nice like blush topper, and then Malibu is like a coppery shade. And I don't do a lot of coppery highlights so much these days either. And then Mykonos is this lovely purple. So I'll do some swatches to show you. And so these are the 4 shades in the palette. Up on top we have Saint-Tropez, that's the cream highlight, the gold. This one here is Malibu. The pink one is Copacabana, and on the bottom you see Mykonos, that awesome purple. You can still get this palette. I think it's $45 on the Sephora website. Same thing on the Huda Beauty website. And I admittedly bought this palette for the purple, and I don't wear it as much as I should. Not because I don't like it, but just because it's not necessarily flattering, but I do use it as eyeshadow. The one thing about these Huda Beauty palettes is that the powders do get a little chunky after a while if you haven't used them in a bit, so I have to apply them with a smaller brush than I normally put on highlighter, and I generally have to put the cream highlight on with my fingers. So today I do think I'm going to put some of the Saint-Tropez on, and then I'm going to put Malibu on top of it. Frankly, I've been super tempted to pick up the Winter Highlighting palette, but I'm trying to remind myself that I haven't gotten enough use out of the summer one to justify picking up another one, because I do think that while I do enjoy these highlighters, the formula on these is not my favorite, so I sort of have to push myself to use the product. And let's be honest, I want that Winter Highlighting palette for the blue, that I think is called Arctic Blue. I bet I have a shade that's a duplicate to that, so I really should just chill out. So now I've put the Saint-Tropez on top, I'm going to take a little bit of Malibu and try to sort of brush that on top of that cream highlighter to try to get a little bit more color. You know, a lot of people complain about some highlighters like enhancing their texture, and I'm just sort of like, my face has texture on it. This highlighter palette kind of enhances my texture. Like, more than, like enough that I notice it and go, oh, that's not as cute as I would like it to be. I don't know if it's just the combination of those two colors. I really just don't know that Malibu is the best shade for me, so there's probably a good reason I don't ever want to use it. I'm feeling kind of bad because I'm not sorry I bought the palette. It just might be that it doesn't react so well to my skin, especially now in the winter time that my skin's a little drier than it normally is. And so this isn't going on as easily as it did in the summertime. So it's not like I'm going to declutter it right away, but I am going to keep trying to work on this, but I might wait a little bit till my skin is a little less unhappy to keep using this. So now we're going to move on to the Electric Obsessions palette for my eyes. I've already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion, and I think I'm going to sort of approach this the way I approach the Subculture palette, which is I'm going to look at this palette and I'm going to pick the color I least want to use, and that's the one we're going with here. So, to be honest, it's that red shade. I'm not good at doing red, and I'm not sure what to pair it with. I think I'm going to pair it with the yellow, and then I'm going to take I'm going to take this taupe shade out of the Smoky Obsessions to give me sort of like an all-over wash of colors so that the brighter colors have something to stick to. So first I'm going to start with this brown up here. I think I'm going to take this orange shade and go across the lid. Then I will focus the yellow on the inner corner and the red in my outer V and see what happens. That might not be the best plan, but I'm a little stymied on this one because, again, this is just a shade I don't ever use. I'm not half as intimidated by using an orange eyeshadow as this red is like freaking me out. So I'm going to take the yellow and put that on the inner corner first, and then I'm going to go out and attempt to do this red. So I've actually never dipped into this yellow before. I really like these shadows. I think they blend really well. They're not too powdery for me. I really enjoy the Huda line. Also, this is a $27 palette, and it has a mirror in it. Like, so far I don't think I've fallen into the trap of sort of like these colors making me look like I got punched in the eye, at least so far. But I'm really worried about using this red. Because I know how pigmented this is, because I've used this several times. I've used all the darker colors. It's really pigmented. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Maybe I'm trying to do too much. Too much too soon. We'll go back and blend that out, but I'm going to try to put some red on the other side and even me out. Ooh. I really am not using very much product, and yet I feel like I have two like giant red splotches here. All right, so I'm gonna get my blending brush and try to blend a little of that with the orange shade. I just think this looks, I just don't know. I feel like I don't know how to blend this. I don't know how to make this less intense looking. I would not have the same feeling if it was any other color, but for some reason, because it's red, it's freaking me out. So I'm gonna take this shimmer shade in the corner here to sort of blend out on my brow bone, because I think I need to tone that down a little. I'm just gonna pretend I'm a really beautiful monarch butterfly. I'm gonna keep going on the eyes and put some liner on and my mascara to see if that sort of balances out the color story that we're having right now. Let's see if I can get the whole look together and see what it looks like then. And then I'm going to be taking my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara in black. If I need big lashes, this is the way to get them. I think with the mascara and the eyeliner, it looks a little bit better. It's definitely a lot of color. I should probably not have put on so much, but I didn't realize how pigmented it was going to be, and when I tried to blend it, it sort of spread it all around here, and then there's just more red than I can do anything about. I actually don't think the color is terrible. I still don't know if it's a good color for me, but let me put some lips on and balance the whole thing out. And so I'm going to be wearing my Kat Von D Studded Kiss lipstick. This is in the old formula in the shade Muse. This is sort of a sparkly neutral. I figured I was going to need a neutral to go with these eyes. I'm actually not feeling the Muse with these eyes, so I'm going to take it off and try something else. I'm going to try my Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lip in the color Lovesick instead. That's not quite it either, but this is closer, so I'm gonna stick with this. So to sum up, so for the Huda Beauty Summer Highlighting Palette, I don't know that I really like the way Malibu looks as a highlighter on my skin, but I think I'd rather just make it as an eyeshadow. I do like Saint-Tropez, and I know Copacabana makes a really nice blush topper for me, and I also use this lovely purple shade Mykonos as an eyeshadow as well, because it's not the best highlighter for me either, so maybe this side of the palette's just not a highlight for me, but it's good that I'm trying out the colors I never use, because otherwise they're just going to get wasted. And then for the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions, let me be clear, I think that all of the shades in this palette are fantastic. The colors are great and the payoff is great. I don't know that I necessarily will continue to use this red eyeshadow very much, but I acknowledge that it looks very pretty. Like, the color's really beautiful when I'm looking at it in my mirror in front of me, and when I see it on camera, like, the color looks great. It's just not really the eye look that I tend to do, so I think I just need to get more comfortable with it and it'll be okay. But, you know, the quality of the shadows is great, so I need to be less afraid to use those colors. I am reminded how much, though, I really like that orange, and the yellow actually was much more flattering on than I expected. Kind of like the yellows in the Subculture palette. I liked them on my face way better than I liked them in the palette, so I need to remember that and try to use those more. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content on this channel, please subscribe. If you've got a palette that you've got colors you're kind of afraid to use, I'd love to hear what those are, because I feel like everybody's got that color that they just sort of avoid, and for me it's definitely red. And I'm curious what other people go for, because I feel like a lot of people love the red. That's why everyone has Modern Renaissance and I don't. I'm just a little afraid of it. I'd love to hear what other people have to say. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!